Hello guys, Marvin and Kid here coming to you again. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's well on their end. Back again for another comic review for you guys. So we're gonna get right into the comics. No ands and buts about it. And I'll give shout outs and everything later on at the end, shall we? Ah, so got a good list of comics for you guys. So let's kick it off in Archie Comics. And we're gonna start with Sonic Universe, issue 51. This is part 2 of Worlds Collide, the Sonic and Mega Man crossover. 12 part. I like the cover. Reminds you of Marvel vs. Capcom. Bottom line about this, basically, this kind of gives you a little bit more in depth into. There is a lot more than meets the eye between the coming of the two heroes. We kind of see what led up to everything. I thought that was really interesting to go so quick. But the title of this is called Misidentity. But it was still very interesting. Still cool, but I was a little bit like, wow, so quickly to go into the whole, kind of leading up to things. But like I said, once again, if you are a Sonic and Mega Man fan, Sega and Capcom come together. This is just great. It's just really fun to me. It's really good. It's just fun like that. All right, so we move on to Dynamite Comics, and we're in. This is Green Hornet Legacy 35. This is still continuing what's going on with Green Hornet and his predecessor, I should say, the original Green Hornet's son, Britt Reed Jr., and his Britt Reed Jr.'s sidekick, now who calls himself the Green Hornet 2.0. He looks like basically what if Iron Man had a Green Hornet armor, basically. And that's basically what this is. In this issue, we kind of see the difference between Green Hornet 2.0 and basically here, I'll show you what Green Hornet 2.0 looks like. That's him right there. Green Hornet 2.0 and the original Green Hornet. And you can see the differences between them. And it's come to the point where Britt Reed Jr. knows that he has to get that suit off of him, because his former ally, because he's going too far, and what he's doing is not right, and it's bringing a wave of turmoil into Century City. There you go. Don't want to spoil too much for you. All right, so we move from Dynamite to Image, and I've been loving this miniseries by Brian Wood, and that's none other than Mara. Yeah. Basically now Mara has been enlisted into some kind of special army unit because of now she realized she has superpowers. First she was just this big volleyball star. Now she's got all these powers, and we see basically in this that they're showcasing what she can do, and we're still seeing the progression of her powers. But here's the key: the unit, the people that are with her are saying she can't see her brother, who is her only family, and they're like, your brother thinks you're dead, so you have to. And she's like, no, I want to see my brother. But they're saying no. So what does Mara? What does Mara do? She basically says, screw that. I'm gonna go find my brother. And we kind of see her. She now is starting to forget all the self-pitying and everything like that. And now she's starting to realize that, you know what? Hey, having powers is pretty cool. She breaks Earth's atmosphere. She goes out into space, and she has the time alone to herself, and she's like, she just smiles. But other than that, I've been loving this. This series has just been really good. If this is what Brian Wood is doing with this. I can't wait to see what he does when he brings the all-female squad of X-Men. Good stuff. All right, and we move on to Top Cow Image. Once again, Cyberforce. If you don't know what this is free. These are not. You don't have to pay for Cyberforce right now. I think the first 5 issues are going to be free. I like that cover of Andromeda, Aphrodite, 5 on the cover. It's a nice cover. So it's still continuing the story that's been going on. Velocity has found out her father, who she is. The people that own a certain company sent Aphrodite to kill the rest of the other Cyberforce members that survived. And that's pretty much where it gets. That's pretty much the gist of the story. But still fun. Mark Silverstern's. Not sorry, Mark Silverstern. Koi Pham's artwork is really good. And it's still moving along pretty well in terms of where this is going. But yeah, Cyberforce number 4. So we move on to Valiant, and the first one is Bloodshot number 10. Dwayne Straczynski still is doing a fantastic job with this, and Barry Kitson is the artist on this one. So basically, this is a tie into the Harbinger Wars, and Bloodshot, along with these kids that he had got from the Operation, what's the name of that base called? Operation Rising Spirit. These kids are like, they have psychic power and things, and they're moving along trying to find some place to lay low for a while till Bloodshot can come up with an idea of what's going to happen. The kids are following Bloodshot now. They're not scared of him. They're not thinking he's the boogeyman and everything like that. But we all know that in this time of peace, it's not always going well. And then, of course, there's a powerful businessman called Toyo Harada, who's after them. And that's where it gets even more interesting. But Bloodshot number 10. Good stuff. And Exo-Man of War number 12. Nice cover, right? This is still dealing with the Planet Death story arc, and as you know, Alric has flown back to the Vine home world, and he's going to wage war on them, take the fight to the Vine, and pretty much that's what he does. But then when he's there, he realizes that not all of the Vine members are against him. Not all of them want to kill him. He also finds out that many of his former people that were captured by him, with him, are still alive. After 500 centuries, after centuries, it's showcased that time kind of goes a little bit slower on the Vine's homeworlds, which is really interesting. But yeah, it's Elric's still like, I'm gonna wipe out the entire Vine for what they did, and there's some more incentive in this book that kind of makes it even clearer why he wants to do it. But Exo-Man of War, very good. Big ups to Robert Venditti for still doing a good job. All right, so we'll move on to DC, and we'll start it off with Batwoman number 19, A Tale of Blood, Family Secrets. Wow, good issue right here. We get a lot of secrets in this issue, between a lot of members in here. including the agent, that blonde agent from the DEO that is like Batwoman's chaperone or so. We kind of figure out, in a sense, why she kind of hates the heroes. It has something to do with her father. I'm not going to spoil too much of that. We also find out in this that Kate, Betsy, she doesn't want to be partners with Batwoman, her cousin, anymore. As long as she's with the DEO, she can't trust her. Whoa. And then, of course, the DEO really wants to take out Batman, and they want Batwoman to lead it, in a sense, because they know that he is a thorn in their side. That's pretty much the gist of the whole book. Good issue. J.H. Williams III still doing a bang-up job, and we have it. Birds of Prey number 19. Attacked and betrayed by Mr. Freeze and one of their own, Starling? Alright, Christy Marks is the writer on this, and Romano Molnar is the artist. And the base of this is still Mr. Freeze has Starling, and Mr. Freeze is willing to trade Starling for Strix, the talent that is part of the team now. We also get a little bit more into what some of the members think of Condor. I believe that's his name. But the team doesn't really want to give up Strix just to please Mr. Freeze. And that is where I'm going to end it, because at the end of the issue, say it ain't so. That's it. Green Lantern New Guardians number 19. This is part 11 of the Raftless of the First Lantern. Yeah, I'm going to keep calling that. Tony Bedard, Andres Cornello is the artist. I hope I'm probably butchering that name. Sinestro Can't Be Stopped. Of what happened in Green Lantern, the last Green Lantern, where Sinestro's homeworld was destroyed. The only act of wrath, in my opinion, that the First Lantern did. Sinestro is telling Kyle, bring back, my planet. Bring it back. You're the White Lantern. Forcing him, trying to get him to do it and everything like that. That's the whole gist of this whole issue. Was it good? Good writing by Tony Bedard. But that's it. Nothing really. But it's supposed to all come to an end in Green Lantern 20. And when that happens, I will give my full kind of regards on of Jeff Johns' final story, Wrath of the First Lantern. Because as of right now, once again, I'll say it again, This is false advertising. There is no Wrath. It should have been called Leech of the First Lantern. Alright. And so we move on, keep going. Dun dun dun. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. #1. Yeah. Beautiful cover by Ed Benz. That is a beautiful cover. Check that cover out. Alright. So, without spoiling too much, this issue was good. It was good. Keith Giffen does a good job on this. This is really good. Felt like old times again. You know, I grew up with He-Man. I'm a child of the 80s. I grew up with He-Man. So this is just like, it's good times, man. But it starts off with kind of, in a sense, Adam and all of them kind of mourning someone's death. Whose death? Not gonna spoil whose death, but it's kind of there. All of a sudden, a visitor, a battalion invades Eternia. You're looking at her on the cover, and they attack Eternia. And Eternia, I'm forgetting the where the kingdom is. It's called something else. I'm forgetting right now. And of course, it leads there. They have a fight once, and once Adam turns into He-Man, that's where the battalion says they knew He-Man was coming. And that's where it gets really crazy, because they are able to remove the mask of this person on the cover. And you will not believe who it was underneath the cover, underneath the mask. And even Teela and all of them are shocked of who they see. Is it somebody familiar? Yes. Is it somebody related to He-Man? Adam? Yes. Who? Do your research. But it was good. Right. There's a lot to talk about in this issue. You know, I must admit, this issue was really good. Not just the whole Shazam Captain Marvel stuff, but this was really good. We have a Tower of Babel segue into this issue. Really cool. Someone breaks into the Batcave, knocks down Jason, Todd, and Alfred, finds out there's another part of the Batcave, goes in, takes, and there's cases that have insignias of the different Justice League people, Justice League members, on the cover, and the guy takes basically Superman. Inside, we all know should be what's inside. Superman, Wonder Woman go on a solo mission into Kueya, the hometown of Black Adam. It's said that no American has been in there for centuries. They go in there without cause. Batman and the rest of the League finds out. Batman tells Cyborg to send me there, so I need to talk to them. Batman tells Superman, Wonder Woman, I know about you two, what's going on. You can't do this. By doing this now, because you two represent the Justice League, now people are going to look at us even more strangely, things like that. He tells them about what happened in the Batcave, everything like that. We get to see the two new members of the Justice League, the Atom and Firestorm, and this is where it ends, and I'll show you who attacks the Watchtower. Believe it or not, it is none other than Despero. Yeah. As for the Shazam story, we get a little bit of an in-depth, Billy gets a little in-depth into who Black Adam is. He gets Black Adam's origin. And kinda, he looks at Black Adam a little bit differently. Well, I should say in the same, because he thinks, now he understands Black Adam, what he's doing. because he thinks Black Adam is just a kid like him. However, it gets a little bit interesting there. But yeah, both stories were not bad. I'm not gonna lie about that. Um, but we'll just have to see. We don't know who the masked man was that got into the Batcave, but let me just tell you, he got in there pretty easily, and he took out Jason Todd real quickly, and a lot of like all the like retinal scans, everything was matching up. Like it just was kind of weird. It was like, okay, all right. So we move on to Nightwing number 19. Kyle Higgins and Brent Booth is the artist on this. I like Brent Booth's artwork, but I don't think it looks good for Nightwing because Nightwing just did not look his age. You know, Dick is supposed to be what, like in his late 20s or so? He looked more like he was damn near 19. Like it just didn't look right. But basically the cover is "Why So Serious, Nightwing?" We found out that the man who killed Dick's parents, Boss Tony Zuko, is still alive, and he's in Chicago, Chi-Town. Dick is basically in Chi-Town for a while. He's in there, and he wants to know who is this true. Zuko's daughter Sonia showed him images, so it's like he's like, okay, can I trust her? And if so, you know, I gotta find this guy. This is the guy that killed my parents. While he's there, he's getting the lay of the land and everything like that. But we kind of see that in Chicago, they don't play around with vigilantes. They don't. Um, but you know, Dick, he rooms in with a roommate for now, and he kind of likes it because but he likes it and he doesn't like it because now it's going to make him harder to do his Nightwing duties, and he has a roommate. But the best thing he says is, since that he lives so close to the subway, he can just jump on top of the subway and get around the city a little bit quicker. He meets some very interesting people in this, including a very interesting woman that seems to be able to match him in the wits and skill fighting level as well. Uh, but it's true, Zuko is alive, and it's like, wow. But let me just show you a little bit of why I don't like, you know, Brent Booth's artwork. I mean, this is a beautiful artwork, but he looks like Red Robin when Brent Booth was on uh, Teen Titans. That's just him in the costume. Let me show you him without the mask. Look at him now. Look at that. That looks like teenage Dick. No way. But Nightwing number 19 is good. And we end it on Wonder Woman number 19. Fury, the Fury, and the Passion. So, Brian Azzarello is now, we're kind of getting a glimpse of basically, now that Zola has her baby back, Zeke, that's the name of her little boy, um, we kind of find out a little bit of that Zeke is supposed to bring the fall of the gods. And since Apollo is now running Mount Olympus or the gods, they want to put into action killing Zola's baby. And of course, we all know Diana is not going to let that happen. The best thing in this, one of the best parts in this book is seeing what Diana does to Orion in this. I'll show it to you. When first Orion is telling her something, she kisses Orion. They're kissing. They're like, "Oh my God!" And then they're still kissing. And then you see a look of Orion's face, like ah, and basically, Wonder Woman's got a hold of his balls, and he's like, if you, she says, I can live without your disrespect. Can you live without these? And I was like, oh shoot. He's like, I don't want to. He says, then respect me or I'll rip them clear off. Clear? I thought that was so funny. Uh, it was great. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it now. Is that now the gods will want to go after kill Zeke, little Zeke. I believe that's his name, Zeke. Yeah. Um, and we kind of get a glimpse of that Orion. This may not be Orion or so because something happens to his face right here. Look at that. His face changes. Huh? That's just me. I'm looking at that. Okay. Okay, that's it of DC. We're gonna end this on Marvel, of course. And alright. Age of Apocalypse. Age of Apoc. Excuse me. Age of Ultron. Number 6. Bendis and Brandon Peterson does the artwork on this. Brian Hitch is not on this one. I like Brandon Peterson's artwork. Basically, in this issue, we have some of the people have gone to the future to fight Ultron. Sue and Wolverine have gone back to the past to stop Hank Pym from creating Ultron. We see some things in this that, wow. This was action-packed. This was probably the first action-packed issue. Major action-packed action. It comes to the point where we see some things in this that just shows it's desperate times now, baby. Desperate times, including the confrontation between Wolverine and Hank Pym. And then Sue gets involved. And then, oh my God. But let's just say, there's some things that might change for the next couple of issues. But, and I think we just saw the death of Cap in this. Because I remember just seeing him clearly get his head blown off. I'm spoiling that for you. I'll even show it to you, for God's sake. Right there. Clean right off. But, yeah, Age of Ultron. Uh, Astonishing X-Men 61. This is part 5 of Extermination. Um, I don't have nothing to say about this because I don't, I kind of don't even know why I picked this up, guys. The only reason why I can say it is because I'm a completist. I like to have, whatever I'm reading, I like to have every number, issue. But look, I'm not reading Extreme X-Men. I'm not reading the other stuff where the other parts are. But the basis from what I read is Jean, that's Age of Apocalypse Jean, I believe, has apocalypse power and is corrupting her. And that's not it, but I just want this to go back to normal, back to Miss Lou writing this book, you know, just doing what she does best. And, just go back to normal stuff because I'm sorry guys, I just didn't understand that too much. Alright? Cable and the X-Force. Daddy's home. Yeah. This is issue number 7. Yeah, Daddy's home. We get a impromptu father-son meeting between Cable and his father, Cyclops. And he just wants to talk to him. In the meantime, we still understand that basically the reason why. Now we're getting a reason why Cable and his team need to go out into outer space. I'm not gonna spoil what that is, but it was interesting to see the conversation between father and son. I thought it was fine, and we kind of see where Colossus stands. He's in jail. He's in the raft. He's gonna do his time, but kind of Domino's like, come on, like stop this self-pity and shit. Now let's get out of here. And he doesn't want to go, and you got to give Peter credit for that, But other than that, that's pretty much it. This is the basis of it. Daddy's home. Okay, so moving on with none other than Captain America. Okay. Number 6. Love the cover. I've always said Ramada really knows how to draw people in the rain. I've always said that. Rick Remender, of course. This continues the story of Cap trying to get his foster son or adopted son Ian back from the clutches of Arnim Zola. And what we saw in this is Arnim Zola's daughter, Jet Black. She's trying to figure out what to make of Captain America, because Cap had her at his mercy, and he, Cap not gonna kill somebody. And she's trying to figure it out, and she's trying to tell her brother Ian, that father, this would look really nice, and Ian's like, you know what, he's not my father, and things like that. He didn't raise me. And Arnim Zola realizes that, Cap kind of hold on him, on little Ian, is too strong. And it gets to the point where we see that Cap is doing everything he can to get back to, get him back. And it's even to the point we see Cap do something that he might have done. I don't think he did it, but he done something that was just like, once again, he's in a different world, different mindset, and poor Ian, poor little Ian, bottom line is, since Arnim Zola can't get him on his side, what does he do? Mind control, brainwashes him, and all is doesn't look so well with little Ian. And the next issue is called, Father versus Son. But yeah, it's picking up now. It's picking back up good. And speaking of title that's been good, but it's just the artwork sucks. Captain Marvel, number 12, Miss Kelly Sue DeConnick. And now this artist is known as Jordi Belair. No, excuse me. Philippe Andreo, yeah. So it's still basically the concept of Ms. Marvel can't fly. She can't fly. Captain Marvel can't fly because of something in her head, problems with her. And we see the doctors trying to figure out what it is. She's still fighting Warbird on her cycle. And Warbird's taunting her and everything, like, yeah, your contraption is garbage, blah, blah, blah. And, a lot of things are going on. The story is good. I'm not going to spoil too much for you. It's good stuff. But it's the freaking artwork that just makes it so atrocious. What the hell is with they can't get a decent artist on this book now. All of a sudden, I like Dexter Soy. They should have kept him on it. I would have been fine with it. But it's getting really dire because now we kind of get a sense that Warbird was just a pawn in everything that happened. But it was still good. It's just, get a better artist, please. And we move on to Daredevil, number 25, The Man Without Fear. I'm not going to spoil anything in this book. Alright, let me just tell you, Mark Waid, magic. The only thing I will tell you, Daredevil, we kind of found out now. Ben Urich finds out, well, he's still trying to figure out that word Manowar. Manowar, yeah. People are trying to stop him. And we now know that there's another person running around as Daredevil because Matt Murdock died. But before he died, he was training somebody else to take over. We find out who that is. Who is it? Not going to spoil it. But I will give you a hint. Someone close to the Urich family. There you go. This Iron Man number 8. Gillian Land. Thank you. Land will be off this book next issue. Thank you. Bottom line. I'm glad that God Killer story was alright. It really made no fucking sense at all. I'm sorry. As much as I love Iron Man, but that made no goddamn sense. They false advertising. That's another one. There you go. Savage Wolverine number 4. Resurrection Man Thing. Yeah. And some of the, inhabitants of the Savage Land take her to the sacred area to pretty much, in a sense, to be resurrected. When they get there, they see Man Thing. However, Amadeus Cho is like, now, whoa, wait a minute. That can't be the same Man Thing that's with the Thunderbolts. And he even says it, and even the person that's with him, his computer, that this has got to be another Man Thing. The chieftain stabs Man Thing in the face, and his blood or whatever soups into like this pool. They put Shauna in there. She comes out. We find out that what Shauna and Wolverine were going to do, it's a bomb. And Shauna now has to warn Wolverine of it. We got the Cripes like twice in this. I don't know why they keep saying that. Why can't Wolverine just say goddamn or shit or fuck or something like that? But it's badass Wolverine taking on giant gorillas, hacking them to pieces, and everything like that. This series lives up to that savagery because there ain't this ain't no false advertising. When they mean savage, he's going full blood out. The Wolverine that people probably want to see. But yeah, that's basically it. And then the ending, I'm not gonna spoil because that was really funny. We get another visitor now who pops up in the Savage Land, this area of the Savage Land, just like Wolverine and Amadeus Cho and all them. Not gonna spoil who that is, but it was just like dun dun dun. Oh shoot. Alright. Superior Spider-Man number 8. This was good. As always, this was good. I know there are people that hate it, but I'm actually liking it. Dan Slott, Roberto Ramos's artwork, I don't mind. The bottom line is, in the beginning, we see what was advertised. The Avengers, some of the Avengers fighting Spider-Man. Do they take him out? Do they take him down? Yeah, they do. And they scan him. They give him a physical. And basically, they're trying to figure out, basically, they find out he's not a Skrull. They're thinking he's a Skrull because of his actions. Basically, after that, but they're still saying you're on probation and we're going to be watching you. And from there, it cuts to a scene between Black Widow and Spider-Man. And she's now starting to understand. She thinks she understands why he's doing this. Because of what happened in Amazing Spider-Man with Doc Ock and the supposed death of Silver Sable. And she's basically saying, if you need to talk, I'm here. I'll talk to you. You know, things like that. And that's pretty much where it kind of leads. And she even now says there's red on your, you know, she kind of gave the same line she did in the Avengers movie, which was kind of interesting. Cardiac, there's a confrontation between Cardiac and Superior, but it doesn't lead, it goes a little bit differently. But it's the ending, which I'm not going to spoil, what really sells it, because now it's like, uh-oh, oh shit. And it has something to do with the scanning that the Avengers did earlier, and Doc saw it, and he's like, there's an abnormality in my brain. And, uh-oh. If you read it, you know what I'm talking about. And Venom, number 34, Cullen Bunn. Smash out, drag out fight between grandfather and grandson. Yeah, Toxin and Venom. That's basically what this is. My God. And this is the type of Venom that people have probably been looking for. Excellent. And even the cliffhanger at the end made it even better. But let me just tell you, man, does Eddie kick the shit out of Flash. It was really bad. Really bad. But yeah, drag out, smash, knuckle brawl fight against. And Wolverine the X-Men 25 is the Age of Apocalypse tie-in. Basically, this is basically how, in a sense, the outcome before Age of Apocalypse, issue 6 between Wolverine and Sue Richards. That's basically it. That's all that is. I'm not even. I don't really have to go into detail about that. And last but not least, X Factor number 254. Peter David, still getting well. He's got big plans for X Factor. And Leonard Clark. And it's basically, they're trying to get Marduk back and fight the Hell Lords. And I don't want to spoil anymore. This has just been really good storytelling. But that's basically it. And kind of the team is really thinking that Wolfsbane's son, Terror, is the trump card because he can kill the Hell Lords. But he doesn't want to do it, in a sense. And his mom is telling him, the same thing. But there's a fight between Guido, strong guy, and Monette in this as well. A fight that I guess many of us who read X Factor, this has been gearing up for. But yeah, very good indeed. This is the 5th part of Hell on Earth War, and keep up the good work, Mr. David. Okay, so that's it, guys. That is all I have for you today. Yeah, that was a lot. Like I said, usually a second week of comics. Always that's my big pull list. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Shout out to everybody at Dark Avenger Inc. Plus family, and of course Sensei. Other than that, this is my brother and kid saying peace and love. Stay tuned. Keep it real, guys. I'll catch you guys next week. 5 more to go to the live 100th issue of episode. But other than that, ta-ta for now. And I'm getting hungry. So I'm going to get something to eat. But you guys take care.